It's at 4 o'clock y'all's time.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. All right, I think we're live and in person to our YouTube channel, which is fabulous. It looked like it wasn't going to go over there for a minute, but yay, Zoom kicked in and actually got over there. I'm going to wait just a minute or two more because I was running a little behind, so I'm going to let everybody else run a little bit behind. We'll bring them in. Did you guys get to check out Aliexpress, Alibaba, and DHgate? And did you go down the rabbit hole? So, Chip, go ahead.
I did not go down the rabbit hole, but I did run into a question. Okay. I've got an item I'm looking at now, and it's got a buy now and an add to cart button. And if I mouse over either of them, it says, please provide the missing information first.
That usually means that there's a choice. You got to pick a color or a size or something.
I see quantity, but it's already set to 1.
Share your screen and I'll see if I can't see it.
Okay, let's see.
We shall take a look because this is something that you run into every once in a while.
Does that work?
All right, so yeah, see where it says color? You have to pick one of those items. There you go. That's it. And then it'll let you add it to the cart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was actually really easy.
How do I unshare here?
I like it when it's that easy. I don't have to think too terribly hard.
Yeah. How do I unshare? What am I doing here?
Just go to the top, and there's a little thing at the top, and you can stop sharing.
Stop share. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. We are live on YouTube now, so let's go ahead and talk about what we did yesterday and then what we're going to do today. So yesterday we looked at all the cool places that we can go to get products from. And as you can see, just those 3 places, there's a plethora of items that you can get, and you can focus on a specific niche. You can go wide, you can go deep. For example, wide as in ladies accessories. So you'll have belts and you'll have maybe just some jewelry and scarves and handbags and stuff like that. Or you could go deep as in just handbags and all the different types of handbags that you can do. So just, it's up to you what kind of store you want to put together, because Aliexpress, Alibaba, or DHgate probably has it. Again, remember, it's really important that you double and triple and quadruple check everything. Read the title, read the description, read the reviews, how many have they sold. All of that's critical and why am I telling you this? Because I've been caught, right? Again, I've told you before, I didn't read it carefully. And boy, I thought I was getting something good. When I got it in, I'm like, what the crap? So read everything very, very carefully. They're not held to the same standards as you guys are used to. So be careful about what you're reading. Make sure you're reading it carefully. If you're still not sure, message them and ask a specific question and make sure you get those answers before you do an order. And then, of course, if you have the time, order one, get it in, take a look at it, and see if it's the quality that you want for your store. There's a lot of these things that, man, the image looks so good, and you're like, this is going to be a bomb diggity product. I can't believe I'm going to get it for this price. And then you get the sample in, and you're like, okay, now I know why I got it for that price. So always try to get this stuff in beforehand so you can take a look at it and make sure it's up to snuff with what you want to offer in your store. And does that mean that everything has to be high quality? No. There's people that are okay spending a little bit of money for a throwaway cell phone cover or a throwaway little trinket gift. They're okay with that. So you can have a store that has those little trinkets in there that are not high scale, they're not high quality, and you can charge whatever is acceptable to that customer to get that product. You can do that. There's those kind of stores all over the place. So it just depends on what kind of store you want. All right. And then stick to that idea. So this is a store that has inexpensive, low quality throwaway stuff that are impulse buys. This store is a higher quality stuff. It's going to be more expensive, and it's all closely related because it's in a certain niche. Okay, so all of those things are very, very important. Now today we're going to actually go in and do a store, not a store, but sell a product. We're going to pick a product. We're going to price it out. You're going to see me do it from the very beginning, hopefully to the very end, of how I would set up a store. And I'm going to set it up a couple different ways so you can actually see me doing it that way. And then you can decide how you want to do it in Builderall, because there's like a bazillion ways to do the same thing. It's just up to you exactly how you want to do it. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that I answer any questions that you may have. So do you guys have any questions before we get deep down and dirty in the system? No? Okay, that was easy. All right. George, go ahead.
Just one issue. Any particular argument about going with low ticket items versus high ticket items?
Absolutely not. It is up to you. That was what I was saying just a few minutes ago. If you want to do a store that's a low ticket item store, I wouldn't mix the two, right? I would never mix the two. I wouldn't do like a low ticket item and then all of a sudden you have a high ticket item. That doesn't mix, not in the same niche. But if you want a low ticket item store, that'll work to me just as well if you have a high ticket item store. You just have to target the right customers off. Okay. And that is huge right now. I mean, we're talking about, we have disposable everything, right? We have disposable, like it's almost more economical to go buy a brand new printer than it is to go buy the printer cartridges for the printer, right? I'm expecting that someday we may do that with cars. We may go, what? Pay for gas in the car? Forget it. I'm going to go get a new car. Because we're just kind of tending towards that disposable society, right? Everything is disposable. There's a whole group of people that when they go to these sites, they're just looking for a quick cover for their phone or just a quick little handbag that is, you know, not terribly expensive, but it'll do for their trip to Ireland or, you know, something like that. So the reality is there's a market out there for it. You just have to understand your market, understand what their price maximum is. That there's something called price elasticity. That's like an official MBA type thing that I learned. And I paid all of that money to get my master's degree in business to learn this concept, right? Is price elasticity. So what can your market afford to pay? And if you go over that, they're like, nope, too much. I can't afford it. So you have to understand kind of where that line is so that they'll be able to afford the things that you want to put in your store. Okay. That's kind of what price elasticity is. And that's kind of an important thing to understand when you're dealing with low end ticket items and high end ticket items. You have to understand your customer and what they're willing to pay to get that item. It's not what it's worth. Let me say that again. It's not necessarily what it's worth, because we saw in the thing that I did yesterday that we could get some of those cute, adorable little luggage things for kids for 30 and 40 bucks, but I can turn around and sell it for $100, right? And I can put a pretty big margin on it. So the elasticity of that product is actually really good, because there's grandmas out there and grandpas out there that they know just enough about Frozen and about the Minions and about How to Train Your Dragon. They know just enough where if they see it, they're like, oh, I got to get that for Katie Ray. Got to get that for Katie Ray. Oh, it's $100. Oh, that's chump change for a grandma, right? I'll get that for my granddaughter. They would never pay that much for their actual daughter. How do I know this? Because I have 4 children and I have 5 grandchildren. I've already spent way more on my grandchildren than I think I spent in their entire lives on my children. Because, you know, you have stresses when your children are younger, but when your grandchildren come, you have stuff paid off. So you can actually have that extra money. So it's important to understand that audience, right? I am the audience for that luggage. That's exactly what I would do. I would see that and go, that is a Frozen luggage. Katie Ray's going to come stay at my house. She needs that. Yep, it's $100. I'll pay it. I'm not thinking, well, I don't want to pay $100 for a piece of luggage. My thoughts are that's an adorable piece of luggage. So you have to kind of work on getting in the minds of your clients and understanding what drives them and what that elasticity is. Okay, what is the tipping point where they're like, no, that's too much. Okay. Any other, did I answer your question, George? I hope I did. Okay, good. Any other questions, you guys? So I have one more question before I actually dig in. For those of you that did do the homework and actually checked out Aliexpress, Alibaba, and DHgate, did you have fun? Was it fun looking through the products and kind of seeing what's out there? George?
It was very frustrating. I looked for several dozen different kids' toys. None of them were on the 3 sites.
Yeah, there's going to be brand name stuff that you're going to have a hard time finding for sure. So if you're looking for like a Hasbro type thing or a Wowee type thing, the name brand stuff is not going to be on there. What you're going to have to find is like lookalikes and stuff like that, because they're not going to have the license to be able to do that. And actually, that's one of the things that is a big issue here in the United States, is that China way too much takes those brand names and tries to make products and make them look like they're coming from that main company. But AliExpress and Alibaba are pretty good about preventing that. So you can find kind of imitation type stuff, but it's hard to find name brand stuff on there unless the name brand is actually contracted with whomever that you're looking at. So every once in a while you can find it, but not very often.
Okay, so when you were featuring the toys yesterday and the fidget spinners and all that, you were going for appearance and price.
That's right.
Not name brand stuff.
That's right. That's exactly.
Oh, that went right over my head.
Yeah, because the name brand of the fidget spinners, you could get any brand and it would work. But the name brand of the little finger monkeys are actually called Fingerlings. That's the name of the name brand. And I believe they're made by Wowee Toys. So Wowee makes them. They're called Fingerlings. But you could not find a fingerling in the entire planet because they underproduce them. But there was other companies that produced lookalikes that didn't have the same name. They did like all the same things. They blinked their eyes, they wiggled their ears, they wagged their tails, they turned their heads, whatever they did. So they were really, really similar in what they did. So we got the samples in and made sure that it was an acceptable version of the fingerlings, and then we could run with it. And so we didn't use the same name. We just used the name Finger Monkey. And then we had images that we actually took at the house. So we had the different colors and stuff like that. So all of that is important to remember, because there's a lot of lookalike stuff that won't have the same exact name, but it's close enough that you can get it in there and they will buy it. And especially with the fingerlings, because you can find them. You can absolutely not find them. And they were a close enough replacement that they sold really well.
Okay, and this is a really important point, because to me that suggests that higher ticket items are more likely to be brand name.
Oh, yes.
More likely.
Yes.
So it's going to be a whole lot tougher.
Yes, if you're going to get the brand names like that, it is going to be because, you know, they put like a manufacturer retail price on it that you have to sell it for according to a contract. So there's a lot of rules that come with a brand named product. But if you can get like a knockoff product that's close enough, and let me express to you that that's why getting a sample in is really important too. Because if you're getting a knockoff product, you want it to be as close as possible. And if I'd have gotten those fingerlings in and they were not close, like the colors were not good, the little action that the little figures did was not good. You know, there's sometimes you get those toys and where they connect, it looks crappy. And, you know, if there's a weld type thing or a little plastic mold, it's got sharp edges on it, stuff like that. So all of those things are things that you need to look at really closely. And you're looking at the quality of the product. Is this an acceptable quality product that I can put this price on it? we put $29.95 on that product. So it had to be a good product. That's $30. I don't want that going out as a bad color, or the plastic molds having rough edges on them at the seams or anything like that. So those are all reasons that you want to get samples in and check them really well. And you guys are under the gun if you want to try to do it for Christmas. You can actually get products in and have them rushed in. And a lot of times the providers, the companies that make these products, they will rush you. And sometimes they'll do it for no cost. Because if you're telling them, hey, I'm looking at putting this website together and just hammering this out for Christmas, can you rush me a sample? They will rush you a sample out and not charge you an arm and a leg to do it. So you can always talk to them and work it out, because they're looking for the sale. They want to sell these things. So you can definitely talk to them. Communication with the seller is the best thing you can do. And here's the neat thing about the communication with the seller. Everything I do, I talk to all my sellers, and I'm just, even randomly, I'll say, I'll send them a little message that says, hey, this is Shelly Turner from the US. I typically order these supplies from you. I just wanted to say, I hope you guys are having a great day over there in China. So no business. It's just, hello, hey, how you doing? These guys are so awesome. They will give away the farm. When I do orders, I think they go through their factory and go, hey, let's give her one of these, and let's grab one of these, and she might want to look at one of these. They're so generous with, sending out stuff and actually wanting you to see some other stuff that they've made in case you are interested in trying to sell it. So the relationship that you can build with the people is just an incredible thing. And Aliexpress and Alibaba both do that. DHgate is more US based, so they're not as generous as Aliexpress or Alibaba. But I love my suppliers at Aliexpress and Alibaba because they always take good care of me. And again, it's because I actually have a really good relationship with them. And I know a lot of them by my first name, the sales reps for the companies. So it's actually really fun to me to have that relationship with them and then see what goodies I'm going to get in my next shipment. My jewelry company is definitely my favorite, you guys, because like I said, I think they go through and go, oh, she's got that jewelry company. Let's throw her this, that, and the other. Let her look at this, look at that. I've gotten the coolest jewelry, but then they've got oysters. I order oysters from a company, and I basically order the same type of oysters every time. They always send me different varieties of oysters with different colored pearls in, with multiple pearls in. They sent me one giant oyster one time, you guys, that had like 25 pearls in it. It was crazy. So they always send me the coolest stuff. So building that relationship to me is critical. It really is critical, because that's going to help you maybe get things that you didn't think that you could get, like that quicker shipping, so you can sample things. And then also, like I said, they'll throw in those little things to let you know what other things they make that you might consider for selling. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? No. Haris, go ahead.
It's not a question. It's something I learned today about Aliexpress, in fact, from a dropshipper who made millions. So
I haven't made millions, but I've made thousands.
It was very interesting. He said if you spend some time on Aliexpress website, really just going through different categories and subcategories every day, Aliexpress starts sending you new products.
Yes.
So they suggest other products, new products that you can use, or you wanted to sell, you'll be interested with. So that's a good way, really.
Yes, and they have, Aliexpress is the best out of the three as far as keeping you tapped into different things to promote you buying something from suppliers. So when you jump in, there's usually a coupon that pops up. We're coming around the time that there's going to be a massive amount of coupons where when you log in, it's like, do you want these 52 coupons? All you got to do is click the button and we'll add them to your cart. And if you buy anything, we'll apply them. And then the suppliers actually have coupons too. So definitely be watching out for those on Aliexpress, because they're really good about it. Alibaba does it too, but not like Aliexpress. And you can literally get things like $30 off a $100 order. It's crazy. So you want to pay attention to that too. And your suppliers will do that for you as well. If you have an order going, many times I've placed an order and they've said, look, we can take $30 off of this because you're a regular customer. So AliExpress is like the most accommodating. There's a reason that guy that owns AliExpress and Alibaba is a bazillionaire, because he's figured out how to get you to buy way more stuff than you probably thought you would. But it's because when you're building that business and you've got those coupons available and the sellers are so agreeable to what you need, it's very easy to invest in new products and take a risk to be able to see if products can sell for you. So I have really, really enjoyed using AliExpress. There's been a few duds here and there, but for the most part, it's been really good. Any other questions or comments, you guys? George, go ahead.
Shelley, you're very intimidating.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
No, I only say that in the most complimentary way. You know so very much. And, you know, the diva is the right word. You're the master or mistress of so very much. My concern is, as a newbie, how do I not get overwhelmed? Because Builderall
absolutely
is so capable in so many different ways, right? And it's Builderall that's the rabbit hole, not Alibaba. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, with the various opportunities. I mean, I'm a very structured person and pretty disciplined, but I still have trouble maintaining focus and getting traction because there's just so much.
And I agree with you like 10,000%. Builderall itself is a rabbit hole, and you can get so caught up in the rabbit hole. And I saw this when I went to London. I spoke at the London Everest event, and I was like really excited. I was first up, the first speaker, and that has never bothered me, right? I'll go first, I'll go second, I'll go last, wherever you need me to go. I just want the microphone, just hand it to me and I'll be ready to go. So I was really excited about getting up there, and I was talking about mobile applications, how to build mobile apps for iPhone, Android, and Kindle, and actually add restaurant menus into them. So I was really excited about what I was presenting, and I was doing a demo. So they could see actually a demo of what I made and how they could order straight from the restaurant. So super excited. So I get up there and I'm like, this is this and that is that. Oh my gosh, you can do this and you can do that. Look at this. Let's demo this, right? This is great. So I get off the stage and I get swarmed, right? I get absolutely swarmed. And people are like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want to do in Builderall. That's so cool. I'm so excited. You were so awesome. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, first step is you need to make sure that you are, checking out that mobile app. I've got training, blah, blah. So I did all of this speech at the end, right? So that people could understand how to take steps to do that. Well, then I sat down, and the next person that got up to talk about the next Builderall thing, I don't even remember what it was, but they were like, this is this, and that is that, and you can do this, and you can do that. Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. The same people that swarmed me swarmed the next guy. And they were like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want to do in Builderall. That's so cool. Can you tell me how to do that? So, and that happened all day, right? So as much as I thought I was the bee's knees, I found out that I wasn't. It was just, they were excited about what you could do, but then they were excited about the next one, the next one, the next one. So what I learned from that experience is that it's okay to be excited about everything in Builderall because there's so much. But here's what I would suggest anyone new do. And that is the first 30 days is an exploration. What on earth can you do? Because there's so much. So check out each one of our 35 tools now. So that's a tool a day, and you can get deep down and dirty, a tool a day. We have that wonderful Facebook support group. We have the Builderall English group, the Builderall Business group. We have the test lab that Dominic does, and so many other groups that you can join. And it's okay to ask questions. So if you're jumping into the Canvas, and you are checking out the canvas and you're looking at the training and you're going, I'm not quite sure I understand Canvas yet. Maybe I should ask a question. Pop into the group and say, hey, you guys, I'm investigating the Canvas. Can anybody give me ideas on the value of Canvas and why this is such an awesome tool in Builderall? Man, you'll get 25 people to jump in 5 minutes, and you'll have a good idea of why Canvas is such a good product. So every single day, journal about the app that you're learning about. And then at the end of the 30-day exploration, you should have a really good idea of where you want to kind of land to focus and then really master. Okay. And actually, I see your hands, you guys, I promise. I'm just trying to get to a place and then I'll call you guys. Okay. But what I'm doing actually, George, to combat this issue, because it is an issue, is the first thing I'm building is a 7-day workbook for the free trial people so that they can work through some of the basic things.
Yes.
The next thing is a 7-day workbook for affiliates so they can learn quickly how to use their links and stuff like that. And then after those two are done, I'm going to do literally a 30-day workbook for people that come in the $69.90 plan. So we can do that exploration, we can journal about it, we can find out more about it. And then at the end of the 30 days, then you'll have that journal going. You'll see where you really liked the things that you looked at, and you can pick what you want to try to start to master. So that's kind of my take on it, because it is overwhelming and it is confusing, and you want to do everything. Just like the people in London, they wanted to do everything. And you can't do everything because it'll spread you too thin. How do I know this? Because I am doing everything, and it's very, very difficult. And I'm very, very savvy with this kind of stuff, and it's very difficult. So for a newbie that maybe doesn't master it as fast as I do, I can imagine that it would just be like, I would want to go take a nap. I'd just be like, I need to go take a nap for a while, because just watching the videos can take a while.
When I started Builderall last week, I had a full head of hair.
I bet. So yes,
that's what I wanted to find you, was when were you going to have those booklets available? Because like when I started, I already knew that I was going to use the e-learning platform to put my courses on, yes, and the webinars, and the thing is, the other things were more of the marketing tools to market those products.
Right. It's coming. It is so close. And about every time I say it's that close, I'm like, dingly dang darn it. Somebody's got a really good suggestion where I got to change a few things, which means changing the PDF, which means changing the videos. So we're really close, but my anticipated date is actually, I'm shooting for October the 1st. I know that's a while out, but I want it to be good. I want it to be ready. I want the videos to be good so that when you guys get it, it's just step for new users. And the 7-day free trial people are really our most important to get like a toe in to really understand the power of Builderall. So that it is coming, but it is deeply entrenched in getting it right now. Okay, so hang in there, it's coming. Dominic, question or comment?
2 comments. One, don't get frustrated. It took me a while to find what I was excited about. I'd say it took me about 3-4 months to find out what, because digital marketing is so huge. Really want to niche it down and figure out who your audience is going to be. So, take your time, be a student. And second, if you do want to join the test lab, it is a secret group now, so you have to friend me.
Yes, friend Dominic, and then private message him. And if he's really feeling nice, he'll add you. Go ahead, George, and then.
Okay, how do we friend somebody in Builderall? Is there an internal messaging system? I haven't found it. It's straight to Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't friend them in Builderall.
Okay.
We friend them in Facebook. Chip, go ahead.
George, I would suggest that pace is how to not get overwhelmed. And so some of the best things I found, other than the certified partner training, which lasts for months, but you certainly get a chance to try all the pieces. Things like Shelley's Tuesday night or the Builderall English Wednesday morning, because you can ask, and the boot camps, certainly, because they go much slower and you get a chance to ask your questions instead of just hearing the generic stuff. So I find those more effective than just watching a video.
Right. Yeah, I actually enjoy the boot camps for sure, because I can physically see the relief sometimes that people have when they come into the boot camp and they can just ask a question. Right? They're just like, Shelley, can I ask a question? And I probably could tell them that the answer is 32 blue hut 28. And they would be okay with that. They'd just be like, oh my gosh, that's all I needed. I just need to be able to ask a question. I don't even need a right answer. I just need to be able to ask a question. So there's just so much in Builderall. It is about pacing yourself. Another tool, and this is for everybody, because I use this and it makes me so effective in what I'm doing, and that is the Pomodoro method. If you're not using it, check it out. That is setting your alarm on your phone for 25 minutes. And when it goes off, then you stop what you're doing and you take a 5 or 10 minute break. And you step up and get away. It's not, hang around and touch up something. It's go to the bathroom, get you a drink, pet your dog, whatever you need to do, and then come back and do another 25 minutes. There's a lot of people that buck that, including I did at first. I'm like, gosh, if I do 25 minutes and then I have to stop what I'm doing, I'll forget where I was. And when I come back, it's going to take me 10 minutes to get back to that space I was in. But the reality is, what it does is it teaches you how to get back into that space faster. So it's actually, go ahead, Davida.
I don't need that simply because I'm very hyper, and I know I just have to get up and walk and move away anyway.
Yeah,
So
for those of us that will work for 10 hours straight, but at the end of 2 hours, you're no longer effective. The Pomodoro method is actually, for me, the best way to keep me very efficient in what I'm doing, because I can work for a flat out 25 minutes and it's no holds barred. I don't answer the phone. I don't answer my phone anyway, but I don't answer the phone. I don't answer any text messages. I don't do Facebook is off. I actually shut it down so I don't even get dinged. And whatever task I'm working on gets a full 25 devoted minutes. And then at the end of that 25 minutes, if I'm done, I'm done. If I'm not, I take a 5-minute break, come back and work another 25 minutes. And to me, I've gotten so much more done with that because I can just laser focus.
What's it called?
Pomodoro, Pomodoro, Pomodoro. Pomodoro method. And it is fabulous. Check it out. It has changed my efficiency tenfold. And you'll probably see people here that saw me before I did the Pomodoro method and then saw me after I did the Pomodoro method. And it's like night and day how much I was getting done and how much I was being seen and heard of within Builderall. Because I got, people were telling me, oh my God, is there like 10 of you? But it was because I was getting so much more done because I was so focused. Okay. Those are great questions, you guys. You guys are really got some good comments and good questions. All right, are we ready to jump in and build a store? All right, let's do it. So let's go ahead and jump into Aliexpress and let's pick. I want to do the luggage stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, and I love that luggage. I'm just going to have to buy me one and maybe even make a children's store with that luggage because it was so cool. But I'm going to jump into Aliexpress. And I'm going to find that luggage again. So luggage, there we go. And there it is right there. It's so cute. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that luggage. I'm going to go ahead and set it up so that I'm selling that luggage. So let's say that that's our job for today, is to set up a really quick website that's selling that product and only that product. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my account. And I'm going to go into Pixel Perfect Builder, and I'm going to enter in the Pixel Perfect Builder. And we're going to just start this from scratch. Guys, I'm not going to make it real pretty because I'd be on for like 5 hours. So we'll just make it basic, and then you can imagine yourself going in and making it pretty. So I'm just going to do a new website. And from here, I'm going to do a blank page. And this one has many different pages, and they all say they're blank, but they're lying to you. The one that's really real and really blank is this one right here that says blank layout clean. So I'm going to click edit. And it's opening up the editor, and then I'm going to go ahead and click save, because save is my friend. And I'm going to say luggage site and send. And then save. So now I've got this brand new site, and there's just not a thing on it, not a thing at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put some text on there. Now remember, when you're starting a new site, one of the first things that you want to do is actually set your text on there so that your text is exactly what you want it to be. And for me, I've actually put a chart together, and I'm going to be letting it loose hopefully really soon so you guys can see what all the standard sizes are. But for this one, I'll just take what the default is. I'm not going to change them all because it would take too much time. But normally, one of the first things you would do after clicking save is go into each one of these text settings and set the size to the type of font you want, and then the size for desktop versus the size for mobile. And then once you do that, your mobile is going to be working for you better because you've defined your text size rather than letting it be the default. Okay, so we're just going to take the default stuff right now, but for you guys, define each one of those text styles so that your mobile will actually work better for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just pick text, and we'll pick H1, and I'm going to say Shelly's awesome luggage experience. Oh, fabulous. And then I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to put it right there. So there's my header. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some images there. That would be good. So we'll grab an image, and I need to put a banner in there. So let's put a banner. So banner. There we go. And we'll make it white just because we can. So on the appearance, we'll go to colors, and we'll change it to white. Fabulous. All right, so now we can put our image on the banner, and I'm going to drag the banner up so that's up against my header. So here's my little image, and I'm going to pull in some more text, and we're going to say, your granddaughter needs one of these when she visits your house. There we go. And we'll make it a little bit smaller, like that. Just like that. And we'll center it. Shazam, just like that. Oh, that's good. And now we're going to go ahead and get a picture. And I'm going to just pull a picture from here, you guys. But understand that you could contact the seller and more than likely get some images from them that they would actually share with you. That's 100% of the time they've been very accommodating for me. So let me see if I can find a good picture that I want to use. So let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm just looking for the Elsa one. That's the only one I want. Dun, 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 dun. That Minion one is really cute though. There, oh my gosh, there we go. That's a great one. So that's the picture I want to use. Let me move you guys this picture out of the way, and I'm just going to do a screen capture, just like this. That. Perfect. Okay, so now I'll go back to my editor, and I'm just going to change this picture into that picture. So I'm going to load up my digital file repository and then upload my picture. So go to pictures, and there's Elsa right there. And it's compressing the image. And then once I upload the image, I need to click on it to make sure that little check mark is there, and then click confirm. And now I've got my image, which is fabulous. So we'll make it a little bit smaller, just like that. So I want you to notice too that this is just a single image. If I had multiple images, so I had a picture of the front, picture of the side, picture of the back, I could actually go into this plus area, go to image, and down here, there's several things that you can do. There's some hover effects. So if you wanted to have a hover that actually changed when they hovered over it, you can do that. There's an image 3D. There's some image effects when you hover over it. You can put some information on it. That's one thing you can do. There's also galleries. So if you pick gallery, there's actually a gallery capability. So you can set up multiple pictures, or you can do like a slider. There's some image slides like this right here. Each one of them looks a little different. Also, you've got the image slider that has the images down below it, so the user can actually flip through and look at the exact image they want. So there's a lot of ways to have a lot of power on how cool the image is that you can use for your product. So now we've got something here, image here, and now we want to sell it. So there's a couple of different ways that we can choose to sell it. The first one is just the regular old checkout that we have here in the system. So if I go to plus, and then I go to checkout right here, there's a couple of different checkouts. There's the regular checkout, a two-step checkout, and then a one-step checkout. My favorite is the one-step, so I'm just going to click on that one. And that's just putting the checkout right on the page. And I'm going to right-click it. I'm going to go to configure, and I'm going to make it default one column instead of two columns, so it will fit like right beside the image. So then I'm going to make it a little bit narrower because it's a little bit too wide. And then I'll say something like buy yours now. So we'll go to text and H1 and get your luggage today. And center it, and then put that right there. And then we'll drag this down a little bit, make sure everything fits. Just like that. All right, so now we have the checkout. So we have a little blurb, call to action, image or multiple images, and then checkout. And I'm going to go ahead and click save because I've done a lot so far and I don't want to lose what I've done. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to configure the checkout yet because I need to have a couple of things before I can do the checkout. So I need to set up a thank you page. So I'm going to go ahead and click the pages, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to add a page, and it's just going to be a blank page, and we're going to call this thank you. So this is a thank you page. And there we go. And then we're going to add a little bit of text there. Oops, wrong button. There we go. So we'll say something like, thank you for your purchase. Your item should arrive within 4 to 6 weeks. If you have any questions or issues, please contact us. Please feel free. There. And then we'll spread it out a little bit so it's maybe not quite so scrunched. And then we'll center it like this. And yay. And and I need to put, oh, I got a banner there. Do I have a banner? No, I need to put a banner on. So plus and a banner. And there we go. And appearance. And I'm going to make it that white banner. And then drag that onto the banner. And I'll pull the banner up. And shazam, we have a thank you page. And then also, whenever I'm selling a product, I need to make sure that I have my terms and conditions. That's actually really, really important. So I have a privacy policy, terms and conditions, disclaimer, refund policy, all that kind of stuff. We've actually got all of those available for you. So I'm just going to go into pages and then into my layout, and I'm going to click add page. And then right here, we've got legal. I'm going to click legal. And we've got all of these different legal pages that are already created for you. So right here, I've got a disclaimer. I'm going to click on that. It's already named correctly, so I'm going to click confirm. And then I'm going to add another page, and I'll do the, I won't do frequently asked questions. I'll do privacy policy, and it's already named, so I'll click confirm. And then I'll add a page, and I'll go with refund policy, and it's named refund policy. I'll click confirm. And then I'm going to do add a page and terms of website use and click confirm. So all of these are the legal pages that are actually really important to set up because legally you're going to have to set these up. So I go into each one of these pages, right? So there's the disclaimer, privacy, refund, and terms of use. And I'm going to click every single one of them. And I'm going to actually make sure that I go through each and every word of these policies to make sure they say exactly what I want them to say. Okay, that's one of the most critical things. Also, these don't come with banners. You can see that they're just on the page. So another thing that you need to do is go ahead and pull in a banner and make sure that all of your content is in a banner. So I'm going to go to appearance, and then there's that white one right there. And I'm going to put that box on the banner and then pull the banner up. That's going to help you when you start setting up your mobile view. Having a banner is going to make that easier to do. Okay, so there we go. All right, so each one you're going to go through and put a banner on, and then put your legal information on the banner. Then you're going to read everything that's on that banner and change whatever you need to change to match what you want it to be for your company. And then each one of them also has specific information on certain pages, like on the privacy policy page. At the very end, put your company address. So you'll need to do that. So you need to make sure you put your company address information. And again, read every single thing on the page to make sure that it says exactly what you want it to say. You can also edit these. For some reason, they're coming in very narrow. So you can actually make them wider. This is what I do with all of mine, is I've made them wider like that. And then I made the text wider as well, because to me, it's silly to make it so narrow. And then if you make it wider, you got to pull up that bottom part a little bit. So like that, and then pull the footer up like that. So there's a little bit of editing involved with these, but it doesn't take long. Once you've actually created these, you can actually pull these in, edited the right way. So I have a legal layout that I have ready to go that I actually pull in that's pre-made. If you want to know how to do that, I've done some training on that in some videos. So just message me and I'll send you the videos on how to do that. So let's say that we've gone in, we've put all of our legal information into banners, and everything's ready to go. Now I need to go back to my home page. And I need to make sure that my customer can actually get to that legal information, because right now it's kind of hidden. So I'm going to put that legal information down here in a menu. So I'm just going to go to plus, and I'm going to go to menu. And I'll use this one right here. It's as good as any. And I'm going to move it down to the footer. What that does is when I move it down to the footer, every single page in my layout is going to get this menu. Okay, so that's the importance of putting it in the footer, is now it will appear on every single page. And now I'm going to go ahead and edit with the legal pages in there. So I'm right clicking it, and I'm going to go to edit menu items. So it's got 5 items on it. I'm going to go ahead and put home and then my legal pages. So the first one, we'll change the name of it, and we'll just call it home. And then the second one, we'll call it privacy policy. Fabulous. And the second one, we'll call it refund policy. And the next one, whatever the fourth one, this is going to be the disclaimer. And then the last one is terms of website use. All right, so we've got all of ours named, the menu items. And I'm going to click confirm to show you that now my menu changes. You can see down at the bottom that everything has changed to the right names. Now we have to connect them to the right pages. So I'm going to right click again, go to edit menu items. And the next thing is to click this little icon that looks like a paper with a pin on it. So if I click that one, it says, what page do you want it to go to? So the home ends up going to the home page. So I'm going to click OK. And then the privacy policy is going to go to the privacy policy page. And then the refund policy is going to go to the refund policy page. And then the disclaimer is going to go to the disclaimer page. And then the last one, terms of website use, is going to go to the terms of website use page. Just like that. And then I click confirm. And now on every single one of my pages in this layout, this menu is going to show up, and I can navigate home all the way to the beginning, or I can navigate to all the different policy pages so I can understand what the terms are. Okay, so I've done a lot. I'm going to go ahead and click save and then save again. Fabulous. And now let's go ahead and set up our checkout, because I believe we have all the pages that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and get in my checkout and right click, and I'm going to go to change offer. And in change offer, the first thing I can do is add an image. So I'll go ahead and add the image of the luggage right there. So there it is. And I'm going to say the Katie Ray luggage collection. Fabulous. And then I'm going to just copy that title and put it for the description. And then it says a thank you page. So what that means is, where do you want your customer to go once they make their purchase? What page do you want them to land on? And I do have a thank you page, and it's called thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. The next item is downsell page. So if you were going to offer them a different item, let's say they looked at the luggage, they were like, too expensive, and they clicked the no thank you button. Where do you want them to go if they chose no thank you? I don't have a no thank you button. I don't have that set up. This is set up to sell one product and one product only. So I'm not going to set up a downsell page. And then the offer payment. For the offer payment, this is what service are you going to use to accept payment? And there's some defaults in there. I'm going to go with the PayPal example, and then we'll go and configure it in just a few minutes. And then the currency of the payment is actually US dollars. Let me see if I can find US dollars. There we go. And also this actually allows you to edit the offer payment. Let me see if it'll do it for us without kicking us out, because sometimes it kicks us all the way out. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit offer payment. I'm going to choose PayPal. And actually, I'm going to edit this one. There we go. So we'll click here, and we'll go to PayPal at deltapearls.com. Fabulous. And we'll just name this one Delta Pearls. All right, and save. Yep, and it kicked us all the way out like it does. So we're going to right click and go to change offer again. But now we have our payment set up. So let's see, this was Katie Ray luggage collection. And we'll copy that and paste it there. We'll get that image and put it right there. The thank you page is going to be the thank you page, no downsell page. We're going to use the Delta Pearls option. And remember, this is the payment processor where we're receiving payment. When you're testing, you need 2 PayPal accounts. And I'll explain more about that in just a few minutes. The currency of payment is US dollars. And if this offer expires, let's say you've got a sale going on and the sale only lasts until a certain date, you can actually put a certain date on there. And after that date, it will no longer sell that item. Then there's an automated email theme. This website has emails associated with it when you sell products, and it's connected not to Mailing Boss, but to this website. So it has a default email theme. So I'm going to grab that email theme. So that email theme is emails that go out if you buy something. So here's confirmation of your purchase. Here is an email that you abandoned your cart. Here's the email that your payment failed. All of those are product and sales related emails that go out from the website based on this offer, okay? And then if I want to connect it to Mailing Boss so that if they buy this product, they go into a subscriber list, I can do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep it all on the website. You also have the ability to do webhooks. This is actually really cool. I've got some training on it if you want to watch it. It's a little advanced, but it allows you to pull out all of the information about selling the product and then do whatever you want with that information. You can send it to a Google spreadsheet. You can send it to someone to fulfill the offer. There's a lot of neat things that you can do. So webhooks, you can do this through Zapier and pull out that data and actually do some really neat stuff with processing that data. Also, you have the ability to create a list of coupons that you could give out so that if somebody was buying this luggage, you could have given them a coupon to let them use at the time that they check out. And they can get a 10% discount, a 20% discount, whatever the coupon is that you set up. We're going to not set up coupons this time, and then I'm going to click next. So now I have to list the individual items in this offer. So that's the first thing we set up is the offer. An offer can have one item, or it can have 25 items, or it can have 50 items. I'm going to only put one item in this offer, and that's the Elsa luggage. So I'm going to click to get the picture, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the name on it. So Frozen Elsa Kids Luggage. And I'm going to set it for 50 cents. Very, very cheap because we are all about the good deals here. And then for the description, I'm just going to do the same as the title to make it easy. Now, right here, we have a couple things that we can fill out. We can give an automatic discount if we want to of a certain percentage on the item. We can, if this was a digital product, we could actually release a membership area if they bought this item. That's what that one does. If you click checkmark membership area, it will let you choose the member area you want to release if you created a membership area. If this was a product that had a recurring charge, you could actually click recurrent and then set up how you would charge them. So once a month or once a quarter or once a year. You can set up an item as optional, which means they can check mark it that they want to buy it or uncheck it that they don't want to buy it. Now that's valuable if you have multiple items, but since this is only one item, we don't want to make it optional. And then include shipping. So if I'm going to sell it for 50 cents, I probably want to include some shipping in there to make sure I get a shipping price. Also, guys, this is the way you do free plus shipping. If you've got an item that you're selling it, you're giving it away for free. All they have to do is pay the shipping costs. You can actually set the price at 0 and then include shipping charges and then put the $9.95 shipping charges. And that is your free plus shipping item. Let me look at your eyeballs because that's actually a really good one. There are many, many items you can set as free plus shipping, like those fidget spinners. Those fidget spinners would be great as free plus shipping. There's a lot of different things that children like that would be free plus shipping. Perfect. Fidget spinners is one. Little bracelets. You can find adorable little bracelets that have little characters on them or little designs on them or very earth tone type bracelets. You can give these away free plus shipping. There are so many things that if you get them for just a couple dollars off of Aliexpress and then you get free shipping, you can totally do free plus shipping. And at Christmas time, free plus shipping is really fun to do. Okay. So that's another really cool thing you can do with Builderall is free plus shipping. Okay. And then we also have conditional. This is shaded out because right now there's only one product. But if there was more than one product, I could make a product conditional, meaning the only way you can get this product is if you also get this product. So this is really good to use if you're doing like you bought one item, and then if you buy this one item, you are actually able to add 3 more items at a discounted price to your cart. Okay, so that's a good thing on conditional. If you buy this one, I'll let you buy 3 more at this price, at a reduced price. but it's only conditional if you buy the one of this item. Okay, so that's what conditional is. And then you can also release an e-learning area. So if you created an e-learning area, and this is a digital product that you're selling, and when they buy it, they get access to the e-learning, you can check mark e-learning and then choose which e-learning you want to release once they buy this product. For us, we're selling just a physical product, so I'm not going to really set up any of this. On the email message, this is just like an addendum to the email that goes out, and you can say something like, thank you for buying from Katie Ray's luggage store. Okay, so you can add a message if you want to. I'm going to leave everything this way. So I've set up the offer, and then I've set up the one item inside the offer. So I'm going to go ahead and click save and then confirm. Now I've got a couple of different things that I can do as far as making it pretty. So I can right click on this and I can go to configure. And right here, I've got the theme. I can change the text configuration. I can change the colors. So if I don't like the colors, I can change that. If I don't like the button color and the background color and the text color of the button, I can change all of that. You can go in and change every bit of that. You do not have to leave it the default. Also, this is the single column version. There's a double column version that's really cool. So there's just a lot of things that you can do actually that can make this match your website really well. But it takes time. So because it takes so much time, we're just going to fly through actually setting up the product to sell it. So I'm going to go ahead and click save and then save again. And I think we're actually ready to sell this product. I think we've done everything that we need to do. So let's go ahead and see if it works, you guys, because you can see it's actually really fast to set it up once you don't have to talk through all of the different things. So I'm going to let it save. And then I'm going to go back to my website list. So I'm going to go to home. I guess I could have clicked my sites and see if that'll work. So we're going to go to my site list. And we're going to find this trusty little website. Come on, computer. Yay. So there's our luggage site. And I'm going to go ahead and click this button right here that says publish. That makes it live on the internet so I can actually test it out. So I'm going to click publish and then OK. And it's going to give it a slug, and it's not connected to a domain or anything. And I can test it, retest it, and test it again to make sure it's going to work. So I'm going to let this reload. And when it reloads, you'll see that the name of the site is no longer grayed out. It's actually blue. That means this is a clickable link. So you can actually right-click it and copy the link address, and you can give that to people to test out, which that's what I'm going to do for you guys right now, is I'm going to click right there and give that link to you. And if you want to test it, you can. You don't have to. It's 50 cents, so no worries. You don't have to test it. You don't have to go through and buy it. But jump on there and actually check it out and see if it's live. And then I'm going to go through and actually purchase it. So I'm going to click it to go to the live website. And let's see if we can go all the way through the purchase process. So notice that everything loads real fast, but the checkout usually doesn't load very fast. I saw the perfect, absolutely perfect solution to that. And I was so jealous that I didn't think of it. And it was by Wendell Gray. And I'm going to show you something really cool. So this usually takes a couple seconds to load. What he did was he actually
Share screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. Yeah. Let me share my screen so you guys can actually see this perfect method. All right. So what I did was I moved the checkout out of the way, and I'm going to go to plus and text. And then I'm just going to choose one of the text areas right here. And I'm going to put this in this place, and I'm going to say, please wait patiently as your offer loads. I love this. Again, I wish I'd thought of it. And then just kind of put it right where your offer would be. And I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to go to text, and I'm just going to gray out that text a little bit to make it so that it's not really, really dark. Let me highlight all of it and then go to color, and we'll make it a gray color. So there we go. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to overlay the checkout just right over the top of it. So what's going to happen is while that's loading, the please wait patiently as your offer loads will show. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's layered to the back. behind everything. Those buttons right there are layers. And I actually sent that to the back behind the checkout. So when this thing loads, it's going to show that text first, or it should show that text first. And then the offer will appear once it's finished loading. So I'm going to go ahead and save my changes. And then we'll go here to default and we'll just load the page again and see if it works. Let's see. There it is. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? And then that loads. So what we'd have to do is go in and actually make sure the background of the checkout is a solid white, which you can do that. You can change those settings. So now my offer is there. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase the product. So I need to put my information in. So right here in the first one, I need my email. So I'm going to do Shelly@builderalldiva.com. And my first name is Shelly. And then my password is a secret and a secret. And then what I do is make sure that the pricing is right. And then I'm going to click checkout. And that should actually, oh, my password doesn't match. Well, my goodness. Here we go. Let's see if that works. And now it's loading up the offer. And this is a one-step checkout. So as soon as you click checkout, it's going to actually, wow, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. So let's try this again. We'll do checkout button. All right, now there we go. So now it's going through PayPal. And remember that I set up PayPal at deltapearls.com. That was the account that I'm receiving the payment. Now I have to use a completely different account to test it. And this is the account that I'm going to use to make the payment, to be able to test everything and make sure it's working correctly. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this account, and I'll click login. And I'm going to close that window because that really worries me that it jumped out like that. All right, so now I'm in the PayPal system, and there's Delta Pearls. That's the one that's receiving the payment. It's 50 cents. I'm just going to pay it out of, I guess, my account. And that sounds good. And then I'm going to click Pay Now. And it's paid successfully. And now we should be able to click Return to Merchant. It should take us to the thank you page, where we told them that they'd have to wait 4 to 6 weeks for their product. So I'm going to click Return to Merchant. I should go to the thank you page. There I am. So that is completely setting up a basic one product website so I can sell that one product, which is actually exactly what I did with the fidget spinners, I think.
You can sell it, but you can't. We can't receive it. Did you collect address information?
You can actually. I'm glad you asked that, because you do have to set it up to get the address. So I'm going to, I have to actually add some fields in there, because Chip is right. We didn't collect any address information. Now, PayPal, if you're going through PayPal, PayPal will give you address information. So if I checked on my Delta Pearls PayPal account, I would have address information for this person, because I already have a PayPal account that I use. But I can collect the data. And to do that, all I need to do is go to the double gears right here and go to Manage User Registration Fields. So I'm going to click that area. And these are the fields that I currently have. And I can't change those. Those are ones that you have to have, or else you can't do it. So I have those are default. Now I can add more fields. So I'm going to click add, and I'm going to call this field the street address 1, and I'm going to make it required. And on the field tag, I'm going to call it address 1. So it's just a text field, and I'm going to click save. And then I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to say street address 2. And I'm going to make it not required, because not everybody has a second line to their street address. And I'm going to call this address 2. and it's just a text field, and save. And then I'm going to add city, and it is required. And field tag is city, just a text field, and save. And then state, so state, it is required, and we'll call it state. And save, and then zip code. Oops. Add, there we go. And zip code, it is required, and then tag is zip, and it's just a text field, and save. So now I've actually got all of that information added, and I'm going to click save, and then close. And now we're going to have to connect. I think we have to connect again. I'm not sure. Let me do a preview. Okay, got everything for us. So now it pulled in all of the fields that we need to be able to get an address. So I'm going to return to edit, and it loaded it again, and I've got all the fields that I need. So now I can actually collect the shipping address to be able to get this physical product to the customer. And I'm really glad that you caught that, Chip, because this is actually one of the biggest challenges I think everybody has when they're creating a product to sell and they're using this checkout, is where on earth do you go to find the fields? And let me show you again. It's the double gears, and then manage user registration fields. And that's where you add the additional fields.
Why do you need a password for a purchaser?
You can actually take that off. If you right-click the item, right there, it's password required. You can uncheck it, and then the password is actually taken off. So then I can preview and then return to edit, and they no longer have to add a password. So that those fields are taken off. Okay. I've done a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and click save, and then save again. And now let's find out how we can get that shipping information. So I'm going to go and I'm going to purchase this one more time so that I can capture some shipping information. So I'm going to go ahead and go to home, and I'm going to refresh it. Let's see if it loads a new one, or if I have to, nope, I have to go to incognito. So I'm going to go to an incognito window. Here we go. Incognito window. We're going to do it brand new, so we can see the brand new site like we haven't bought it before. And this time I'm going to do Tony at builderalldiva.com. First name Tony. Street address is 216 Elm Road, Batesville. Oops, let me get the E on there. Mississippi 38606. Fabulous. And now I'm going to go ahead and click checkout. And there we go. Hopefully it's taking us to PayPal like it's supposed to. Yay. And so I've got 50 cents here, and I'm going to go ahead and pay for it. So I'm just going to log into one of my PayPal accounts that's not the Delta Pearls one. We'll do this one again, and next, and log in. And then I'll go through and choose which way I want to pay for it, and then pay now. And so I've paid the 50 cents again, and I'll click return to merchant, and it takes me to the thank you page. The whole purchase process is working. Also, make sure you see that each one of these pages actually had this menu at the bottom as well. So before I make the purchase, I could actually kind of bounce around and look at the terms. And now I'm going to go back to the HTML editor, and we're going to take a look at the information that we just captured. And to do that, I'm going to go to the double gears, and I'm going to go to user management. And I've got these people that have actually registered. So I've got Frank that I've got, and then Shelly, and then Tony. And if I'm not sure if there's more, I could click refresh. And then I can click each of those people and find out more about them by clicking that little magnifying glass. And so that's Frank Jimenez, and that's his email. And then I can actually find out about sales specifically if there was a membership area that I was releasing, and maybe Frank contacted me and said, Shelly, I paid for it, but I can't get in, I could actually click this little icon right here in the middle. And if there's any membership areas, I could give him permission if he paid. Sometimes when they go through the checkout process, it doesn't quite activate like it's supposed to. Every once in a while, not always, 99% of the time it does it perfectly. But every once in a while, you have to go in and manually approve them. So that's where you would do that. And then the next thing that I can do is actually go to the shopping bag, and I can do sales manager. And then right here, I can actually see what has sold. So Frank actually bought something, and I can click this information, and there's the buyer and there's the purchase details. And I can go back to the sales manager, and I can take a look at Tony and what he did. So his was complete, and there's his information. And then let's go ahead and see if we can narrow down. Let's see. Hold on, let me see if I can find where the address is. So it's complete. There we go. And I'm not sure why it's not showing the information, like the shipping information, because that should have his shipping information. So let me see. I don't see it. So I'm going to have to, I can't remember how to get to it. Oh my gosh. I was thinking that when you put this in there, it actually shows you. Let me see if we have it in the user manager area. So user management area and the person. And if I click the magnifying glass, there it is. So I have to go into user management, and I'll actually find all of this person's information that he put in. So I've got his first name, his email, and then his address that he put in for me. Okay. So you have to go to one place to look at sales, and then another place to look at the actual shipping information for that customer. Okay. So any questions about how we set that up and how we find the sales information? Davida, go ahead.
Okay, my question wasn't specifically about that, but there's a company that I've dealt with previously when I did fundraising called Oriental Trading Company, and they got things that you can buy in like little bands of things that if you want to brand yourself and you want to send them something with the name of your company so that they have something that they're seeing, and it helps them remember the next time that they want to buy something to go back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's just a statement, like you can do this with Oriental Trading Company. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Oriental Trading Company, you guys, you can check that out. I've actually purchased from them before. We do things for our church with the kids and stuff like that. So we order like tons and tons of stuff from Oriental Trading Company. Those are good as little throw-in gifts for if you're packaging something, to give them a little extra clapper or a little bracelet or a little whistle or something like that. So lots of cool stuff that you can add in. Chip, go ahead.
The proofreader in me is saying, don't you want the person's last name?
Yes, absolutely. I would definitely add that field in. The tricky thing about it is that the way everything's organized, you can't reorganize the email, first name, password thing. So you have to disable the password and then make sure that the next field that you make is the last name, because it freaks out about the order that you do it. And I'm a bit OCD. I would just die if it was, the email, first name, street 1, street 2, city, state, zip, last name. So yeah, just watch that really close because it's a little tricky. Gabriel, go ahead.
Yes, a couple questions. When and where do you get notified that you had a client or you had a purchase? And
you're talking about where do I get notified that I got a sale?
right now you just had a client. It was Tony. And
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it does that. Hold on, let me see. me see if I get an email, because I don't remember. I know the customer gets an email. The customer says, congratulations, you just purchased blah, blah, blah item. But I'm not sure that I get an email.
So how do you check? You got to constantly get into your back office and look at your clients. If you got anybody today.
Yes, but if you use the webhooks, you can actually set up the webhooks to send you a notice. And setting up the webhook is actually not that hard. So if you guys are interested, you can check out the webhook training. It's pretty fun to do. It's just a Zapier thing. Very simple. Once you learn how to do it, it takes about maybe 10 minutes to set up. And you can set it so that it automatically sends a message to you from Zapier. Because they go through the checkout process, it sends to Zapier, and then Zapier sends you a text or email or however you want to do it.
All right, and then this cannot be can I set it up automatically to if it's free plus shipping, right? Can I set it up with the drop shipper to that information to be sent to them and automatically be sent out the product, or do I have to fulfill the order and send it? So do I have to touch it anywhere? Make sense? Hello?
You have to do it. Unfortunately, you have to do it manually. And that's something that we've actually, I've got another certified partner that she set up a complete system to sell a book, a physical book. And she's got an outside agency that's fulfilling the order. And so she has to manually go in and actually get those addresses and get them for them. She's even tried to webhook it out, but it's the sales information, not necessarily the address, that can be webhooked out. So she's got quite a manual process of being able to get the shipping information and get it to the end shipping company to be able to ship it and fulfill it. So that's actually the big challenge with this one, is if you've got a separate fulfillment company that you need to get that information to, it's a little bit harder to get it. If you're doing everything, then you get access to everything. But you can imagine if you've got a fulfillment company, you don't necessarily want them going into the admin of your website to get the shipping addresses. So it's a little bit of a manual process right now to do.
Yeah, okay.
Chip?
I recall that at one point, free plus shipping was not possible because the Builderall system required there to be a price in there. Is that still an issue, or has it been resolved?
But they fixed it. So you can put $0 and just make sure there's $0 in there. And then you can put a shipping price in there, and that's free plus shipping.
Good, thanks.
All right, any other questions, you guys? All right, so how many want to put a website together to sell a product now? Let's go, let's do it. Let's sell something. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to work tonight on finding a really cool product that you would like to sell. It doesn't have to be a real thing that you're going to sell. You can just find a cool product like what Shelly did. She found that really cool piece of luggage. And I want you to go through all the steps that we went through today to set up a simple product to sell. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to take you through and do it a different way by not using that checkout. We're going to do a PayPal cart system, which is like super cool. And then we're going to do the super checkout, which is super cool. And we're going to talk about selling more than one product. Okay. So tomorrow we jump in again, but we're going to up the ante a little bit. Instead of just one item, we're going to go a couple items, and we're going to do a cart system, which is really cool, and also bump sells. Okay.
Okay.
So bump
Shelley,
sell cart system. Yeah. Go ahead.
I found out why I couldn't get when they set up the payment, because everything was closed in the banks, it set up as pending. So until that clears tomorrow, I can't do anything on there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, just send a message to support real quick.
Yeah, I already contacted them and we straightened it out. It's just that they won't until it shows paid and not pending. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I had a similar instance, not on my account, but I had a number of active leads showing, and apparently I had a bunch of people that were supposed to renew on Monday. So my active leads went like way down. Like it looked like I lost like 5 or 10 people, and I don't lose that many people. People don't quit my team in that many at one time. That never happens. So I was like, what the crap? I must have said something really bad to somebody. Holy crap. And then today it went like right back up. So probably what happened is they tried to charge it Monday and it didn't go through. And then they ran it through today and it was actually fine. So that is actually, sometimes that happens for sure. And they'll take good care of you. All right. Any other questions, you guys, about the homework for tonight? Are you happy? Are you excited? Okay. You guys get your homework done. I will see you tomorrow, and we will up the ante a little bit and start learning how to do multiple items for sale inside of a website. All right. You guys have a great day, and I will see you later. Don't forget to build something amazing with Builderall. Bye, you guys.